Good morning, YouTube. Today I'm going to review our 2012 Corvette C6 Grand Sport Centennial Edition.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan and we're at my dealership at NG Supercars. And yes, we have a beautiful and sort of rare, I don't know the exact production numbers, but I know it's not super common. But anyway, it's a Corvette C6 Grand Sport Centennial Edition. So it's got the cool fender flares. It makes it look more badass in my opinion. I mean, if you're gonna get a non-Z06, I feel like you have to get the Grand Sport because then it has the fender flares and stuff, but it looks pretty good. Now, admittedly, I don't know all that much about Corvettes. I'm gonna try my best, and I'm sure the Corvette people that are experts out there are going to correct me on everything. And let me know all the things I'm not talking about that I should talk about. Well, I'm just going to try my best. But anyway, it is the Centennial Edition, so it's got this special paint that is only offered on the Centennial Edition, from what I understand. It's this kind of super metallic-y gray color. It's almost black, but out in the sunlight you'll see it's more of a gray, and it's got these matte black stripes running down the hood, and they look awesome in my opinion. So this car is in extremely good condition, so let's walk around it, show you everything that's wrong with it, which isn't a whole lot because it doesn't have very many miles, and then we're going to take it out for a drive and show you how badass these things are. In my opinion, the Corvette C6 might be one of the best performance bang for the buck cars you can possibly buy right now. So anyway, let's walk around it and then drive it. Okay, yes, so first of all, this thing does have a front PPF. So that's awesome. You don't have to worry about it getting all scratched up and stuff. But looking around on this thing, no curb rash. Finally, a car with no curb rash on the wheels. Oh my God. I feel like people don't know how to park anymore. Grand Sport. Very cool with the red lettering. I love that. We got little vents right there. Looks very good. Oh, it's got PPF on the front of the side view mirrors. So that's also good. Now, yes, these do still have the removable roof. We've got the Corvette 100-year little dude racing the car, or Chevrolet, I should say. Chevrolet 100 years, not Corvette. My bad. No. Oh no. No, I spoke too soon. There is a mark on the wheel. Damn it. I thought they had nothing, but they do. Tinted windows throughout the car. Could maybe benefit from a very, very minor paint correction. There's a couple of just small micro scratches here and there. You got the cool 100-year badge specifically for the Centennial Edition, and moving around you can see the stripes carry on from the front all the way through the back of the car, although they stop there, right there. I don't know why it didn't go any further, but it just does. Also, it kind of comes together below the badge, which is strange. This wheel, hooray, no damage. Tires are great, brand new tires, good shape there. You got the, again, 100 years of Chevrolet badassery. We do have a scuff right here. Now that might be able to be polished out a little better, but I don't feel like that's gonna come out entirely. So just so you know, that's a small flaw. Windshield basically is perfect. I don't really see any pits or anything there. And this wheel is actually okay. So only one wheel has any issues on it, but yeah, we do have this cool 100-year badge. Again, it connects in the front of the badge, which is kind of interesting. Some scrapes right here. So clearly this thing has plowed into a parking bumper at some point, unfortunately. This is cracked right here. Yeah, so that's pretty much the only real damage on this car is right there, but it's pretty small, not very significant, and it's at least located in a hard to see spot. But the rest of it is in phenomenally great shape. So speaking of, let's move on to the interior. All right, so this has actually got the 4LT package for the interior. I didn't even know they made a 4LT. I thought the highest we went was 3LT, but no, the 4LT apparently adds some Alcantara on the steering wheel, adds Alcantara in the seats, Alcantara in the center console, and around the shifter. So the headliner, nope, the headliner's still the same. Some pretty cool options on this car that make it kind of a little bit more unique. Still got the seat heaters. We do have the where you can choose the gear or up and down on the shifting right there. We do have the automatic transmission, and you got the select ride. So we'll be able to play around with that once we get it out and driving. But otherwise, yeah, very nice interior. Corvette stitched into the dash. Got like that. Got red deviated stitching all around the dash and on the door panels. Oh, it also has Alcantara right here on the door pulls and the armrest. So Nice little touches, I think, that the 4LT adds. You also have this cool Centennial Edition logo right in the dead center of the steering wheel, so that's pretty neat as well. Otherwise, pretty much standard Corvette C6 stuff. Oh yeah, the seats, the headrest actually says 100 on it and has like some cool extra stuff, so that is pretty neat. All right, taking a look under the hood, we've got the LS3 Corvette engine. Yes, super clean. Hardly any dirt on this thing anywhere. Got the little Corvette logo there. I don't think they actually changed anything for the Grand Sport or the Centennial Edition, so I don't think it's got any more power or anything as far as I'm aware. It's mostly just like an appearance package. Oh, I do think it adds the, doesn't it add the Magna Ride? Corvette people, please correct me, as I'm sure I'm wrong. But anyway, let's get this LS3 fired up and take it out and have some fun. All right, decided to remove the tops. 80 degrees out, so, you know, why not? All right, the rear is right where I need to look. Okay. So, pretty good amount of wind noise. Let me roll up the windows, see if that helps at all. It doesn't blow in as much, but it's still kind of noisy. It's got a lot of exhaust throatiness to it. You know, it's very deep sounding. They definitely want to get good fuel economy, because look at that. It's down at like 1,000 RPMs, 1,200 RPMs at 50 miles an hour. How far? You gotta push the pedal pretty far to get it to actually downshift to be a little bit more reasonable. All right, there you go. Yeah, if you really stomp it, it finally gets down into the fun zone. Let's see how the handling feels in this thing. It's actually pretty good. The problem with these older automatic transmissions is they really weren't that good at choosing which gear to go in. Pretty quickly when it's under full load. It's got a lot of balls, that's for sure. A ton of torque. That's nice. I like the torque. I could deal with the torque. Shifts are a little bit sluggish. I mean, it is an automatic, you know, you're not gonna be blown away with how fast it is compared to like a modern DCT and stuff. You can see, but it's not bad. So like, ready, click, there. Not awful. Let's do first gear pull. All right, here we go. Ready? Spun the tires. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I'll take it. That's the thing that's crazy about this. This is a lot of car for... We're selling this, we have it listed for $45,000. That's a whole lot of car for that much money. And it's comfortable, really comfortable. I'm quite comfortable in here. Shifted to 6th gear. Yeah, again, back down to like 1,300 RPMs at 55 miles an hour or so. A decent sized amount of storage space right there. You got cup holders, okay. So I've got it on the Sport selective ride. Let's try setting it to Tour. See if it feels any different. Not really. Most of these cars, you change the ride quality and it doesn't really make that much of a difference. So I don't really feel that much of a difference, but oh well, whatever. Yeah, you definitely want to use it in the paddles instead of using the automatic slush box, because it feels so much more lively, and you don't have to have the weird kick down where you gotta really stomp the pedal to get it to do anything fun. At least this way I can like come into a corner and downshift and actually have the engine do some engine braking. Man, these things are geared pretty tall too. They got a really good sound to the engine. Well, that's funny. I accidentally tried to shift it into a first and it wouldn't let me. It put a little X on the display. It's like, no, dumbass, you don't want to do that. So it's good. It prevents you from money shifting. It's a little bit more pleasant with the windows down. Hopefully you can still hear me and the wind noise is not too bad. The handling's really good. I mean, you would expect that from a Corvette. It does not disappoint in the handling department. Again, the shifts, they're not lightning fast. You know, all things being equal, I'm sure most of us would probably prefer the manual, but then again, there's a lot of people who don't want the manual, and there's a reason why more Corvettes are sold with the automatics in this generation than with the manual. Brakes are nice and responsive. Pedals pretty light for the brakes too. So if you're light on the pedal, it shifts pretty slow to make it kind of smooth. If you're harder on the pedal, it does shift a lot harder and faster, so that's good. The ride quality is phenomenal. I'm going over some kind of shitty roads here. They're bumpy, some potholes and stuff, and it just drives very nice. Yeah, I really want to hear what this would sound like with the cool exhaust, maybe even a cam, get a little lope in there. Oh, that'd be awesome. I like that it has a little G meter on the heads-up display. That's pretty cool. And it has the coolant temperature too. Yeah, let's go nice and slow and then slam the gas. That's a lot of power. I mean, look, it's not as fast as modern stuff. Obviously, the C7 and C8 are significantly faster, but you know what? They're also a lot more money. And that's the nice thing about these cars is they're pretty affordable. They're really bulletproof. They're reliable, and the parts are pretty much easy to get if something does actually go wrong, which doesn't seem like it goes wrong all that much on these cars. It's just a nice, wonderful car. It looks good. Looks really good, especially with this little exterior package that the Grand Sport Edition having the wide body look just makes it look a lot nicer, in my opinion. It makes it look more aggressive. Josh and I have talked about this. We both prefer the look of the C6s over the C7s and even the C8s. Like, I think this is the best looking generation of Corvette. You know, the C6s, they still had flowing lines. They're aggressive, but they're not like over the top. I feel like the C7 and C8s especially just got so angular. Everything's like a 90-degree or sharp angle, you know, and it's like they're trying too hard to make it look like, oh, it's angry and mean. And these just look kind of more beautiful, and I appreciate that. Man, there's so much power and so much torque. It's almost like if you were gonna track the car, you'd probably just stay in third gear almost the entire time, because you can really have a ton of pickup even around 2,000-3,000 RPM. Sorry, jeez, it's a very torquey engine, but that's not as fun as downshifting to second and coming into the corners with it howling at a higher RPM. Oh yeah, good. No body roll really. Oh yeah, I love the torque on this thing. Steering's nice and light, very precise. I feel like it does exactly what you want. Like, you point it and it goes exactly where you need it to. And it's, you know, like, yeah, really quite responsive. I'm impressed with the handling. It's way better than you expect. Well, now I know why some of these guys are tracking C6s, because, geez, this is a really good car. Really good handling. Oh yeah, she scoots, man, she scoots. Well, there you have it. Which, by the way, the car looks a lot better with the roof off, I'm just saying. So it's got a cool storage thing in the back. So if you do want to take off the roof, you can just jam it in the back, and it actually has like little clips and stuff. Okay, yes, I'm gonna admit, if this was a manual, I would be in love with this car. As an automatic, I really like the car, but I don't love the car. For those of you who are manual enthusiasts, definitely get the manual. But if you're not, and you don't want a manual, well, this is actually just very pleasant. The steering's pretty precise. Not, you know, it's the tiniest, slightest bit vague. Like maybe just a tiny bit more feedback would be great, but it's just comfortable. But it's still very precise, really good feeling, good feedback. Road presence is really good. Like, you know, you feel the bumps and stuff, but it's not beating you up. And the balance is great. So even though it is a front engine car, it is rear transmission, and so it does have very good balance, and it felt like it. It felt like it's just really easy control. Tracking this car would be so much fun. My Lord, I definitely would love to have a C6 and turn it into a track car, because this would be phenomenal as a track car. But sounds great, looks good, and they're reasonably affordable. Definitely a winner in my book. So C6 Grand Sport for sale through our dealership, NG Supercars. Check it out on the website. If you're interested, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. Also, if you want to buy any parts or services, check out our website, normalguysupercar.com. You can use the code NGS10 to hook you up with 10% off. But that's going to do it for this video. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be doing a lot of cool car stuff. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.